Thank you for joining us tonight at 5:30. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz. We want to start with some developing news. One man is dead and a police officer and canine are recovering tonight after a domestic disturbance at a North Little Rock home ended in gunfire. It all started when North Little Rock police responded to a domestic disturbance call at a house along the 3100 block of Donaghy Drive. When officers arrived around 10:30 last night, they were told a man inside was armed with several other people still in there. After some time, police were able to bring the victims out to safety, but were not able to convince the suspect to surrender. The standoff continued overnight, ending in gunfire between the suspect and SWAT team members. North Little Rock police have not released any information on the identity of people involved, as we're still working to get more information on this developing story, but we will provide you updates as we learn more.
Out here in the weather garden, and it's looking a little bit ominous out there. We saw the increase in the cloud cover. We saw some pop-up showers and storms across the area earlier this afternoon. We're still seeing some of the activity in southern portions of the state. Good news is that we have some relief on the way. It's already starting to feel a lot more comfortable, especially northern portions of the state, but we're still seeing some bouts of some showers and storms, especially to our south and southeast. Right now, not much in terms of any severe warned storms, but this is how warm we were starting off, but since then temperatures have dropped. We're in the upper 90s once again for the 6th day in a row. Some spots even managed to reach 100 to our south. Right now we're sitting at 84, so those temperatures are already feeling a lot more comfortable. Still pretty cloudy. We have a bit of a breeze out of the south and east, so it does help make it feel a little bit better. We'll start to see some of that cooler, drier air filter in overnight. We will be staying mostly cloudy. Temperatures will be dropping into around the low to mid 70s, but we do have some relief on the way. Starting out with the work week, a full look at your forecast is coming up.
Yeah, Corrales, a lot of athletes are breathing that heat as summer softball and baseball games are in full swing. And while most people are looking at the players, tonight we're focusing on the ones behind the plate. Umpires, dressed in a lot of gear, spend hours under the sun. So how can they stand this heat? Tonight, THV 11's Frederick Price shows us how they're staying safe.
Yeah, umpires wear more than 8 pounds of gear, and when you factor in this dangerous heat, it can become pretty uncomfortable. Well, one umpire I spoke with tells me the key for them is simple enough: staying hydrated and taking extra breaks.
Summertime in Arkansas, it's hot.
Vincent Tate has been a softball umpire for 5 years, and he says this heat is something he's used to.
You just get accustomed to it.
Behind the plate, he is dressed head to toe in heavy protective gear.
Chest protector on. I have steel shoes.
A safety measure that shields him from the impact of a ball, but not the rays of the sun. Tate is on the diamond for more than 12 hours a game, creating a potentially dangerous situation.
Yesterday it said it felt like 106.
Normally, he says umpires rotate their duties throughout the game.
If we have 8 games, if it's not so hot, we may do 4 behind the plate, and then we'll do 4 in the field.
But recently, he and another umpire divided up those duties, giving each other a chance to spend less time on the field.
Nobody needs to get sick out here on the softball field.
Simple things like drinking water throughout the week help him stay on top of his game. Since softball is such a fast-moving sport, maintaining a light diet is a must.
Eating heavy stuff out here with this gear on, under the sun, all of that, plays a factor.
A typical softball game lasts up to 75 minutes. A crucial part of beating the sun, he adds, is taking breaks in between.
We'll normally take 20 minutes between games to just kind of refuel, rehydrate, get off your feet for a while.
Tate says those few steps have helped him avoid a medical emergency on the field. Helpful advice he always shares with everyone.
It's one of the biggest things with umpiring is that you've got to listen to your body. You got to take care of your body.
In Pine Bluff, Frederick Price, THV 11 News.
During his career, Tate says he's seen a lot of umpires suffer from heat exhaustion, and so he recommends that umpires be physically fit as well as acclimated to the heat. A new CBS News poll finds that most Americans disapprove of the Supreme Court's ruling that eliminates the constitutional right to an abortion. Serena Marshall reports from Washington.
Protesters were back on the streets Sunday in cities around the country.
My body, my choice.
More than 50 demonstrations have taken place just this weekend.
We're out here
and we're not going to stop, and we're not going away now, and we're not going away for as long as it takes to restore our freedoms.
A new CBS News poll finds 59% of Americans disapprove of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Among women, 2/3 disapprove, and more than 3 to 1 think the ruling will make their lives worse than better. 13 states already have laws that ban abortion almost immediately, and another 13 are likely to restrict access or enact bans soon. Abortion is temporarily legal in Michigan because last month a judge suspended a 1931 law that criminalizes the procedure. Michigan's governor is urging her state Supreme Court to settle the issue now.
We are using every tool we have to fight for reproductive rights for Michigan women and Ohio women and Indiana women who come to Michigan for their health care.
Well, in South Dakota, their governor is pledging to bar mail-order abortion pills, despite the U.S. Attorney General's statement that states cannot block access to the medication.
Are you saying the state of South Dakota is now going to overrule the FDA and decide which drugs are going to be available to its residents?
And many of those decisions are made at the state level. They absolutely are. That's what states do.
Will you stop, if it's sent in mail, will you intercede and stop it from being received?
There's certain protections that are guarded under the Constitution of the United States. The rest of these items are left to the states.
Some protesters now fear with the repeal of abortion rights that it may just be the first step for this conservative majority court. Justice Clarence Thomas, in a concurring opinion with Friday's decision, suggested gay marriage and other rights should also be examined.
Once we compromise any type of human rights, that's not going to be the last of the rights that are up for in danger.
Pride parades also took place around the country Sunday. In New York City, Planned Parenthood led the march. Serena Marshall, CBS News, Washington.
Governor Noem also says that women who seek out abortion pills should not be prosecuted, but that the doctors who prescribe those pills should be. That vote to overturn Roe v. Wade was by the Supreme Court in a vote from 6-3. So now our Brandon Lewis and our Verify team will look into the claims that 3 conservative justices originally said they would not overturn that landmark abortion ruling.
The Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade has renewed questions about what Justices Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett said about the landmark ruling during their confirmation hearings. Many people are claiming online that the 3 justices lied about their intentions. So let's verify. Did Justices Gorsuch, Barrett, and Kavanaugh say they would not overturn Roe v. Wade in their confirmation hearings? Our sources are remarks made by the 3 justices during their confirmation hearings. When judges make a ruling in a case, they often look to case law for precedent. These are past decisions made in previous cases that can guide a judge, and Gorsuch acknowledged Roe v. Wade set a precedent.
It is a precedent of the United States Supreme Court. It was reaffirmed in Casey in 1992 and in several other cases. So a good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court, worthy as treatment of precedent like any other.
However, he never said he wouldn't overturn the decision if the right case were brought to the Supreme Court. Similarly, Kavanaugh recognized the place Roe v. Wade held in current law.
One of the important things to keep in mind about Roe v. Wade is that it has been reaffirmed many times over the past 45 years, as you know.
Like Gorsuch, Kavanaugh also never said he wouldn't overturn the decision. During Barrett's confirmation hearing, senators repeatedly asked her about Roe v. Wade, but she declined to discuss how she might rule on a hypothetical case, while also acknowledging the precedent.
I can't pre-commit or say, yes, I'm going in with some agenda. Roe v. Wade clearly held that the Constitution protected a woman's right to terminate a pregnancy.
So, no. Justices Gorsuch, Barrett, and Kavanaugh did not say they wouldn't overturn Roe v. Wade in their confirmation hearings. They acknowledged it set a legal precedent, but the Supreme Court has overturned its own cases in the past, setting a new precedent, as it's done here. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
All right, still ahead, we're looking at something that comes after months of issues. A family now in the process of exhuming a loved one from an Arkansas cemetery following allegations of neglect. We'll have those details when we return.
Live look across the metro this evening. We have some clouds in place, but some relief is on the way as we start off the work week. Have a look at that coming up.